Washington XL 92.5 FM.
Are you ready? Is America ready?
It's a big day. No doubt about it.
Sky Sports just showed up.
Everybody is going to get the pick at the same time.
Al Jazeera's coming in.
I mean, Schefter, Rappaport, leave me alone.
Schefter and Rappaport.
God, can a guy make a pick without being harassed?
Pete Thamel, Pat Forty. They're all here. They're all here. So there you go.
Everyone's going to get the pick at the same time.
I mean, the drama, the mystery.
Yeah,
the suspense of it all.
We haven't even told the player.
Yeah. Oh, Loser Monday today. Hayes Carline trying to go wire to wire for the first time in Loser Monday history. It's never happened. JJ's a complete loser. He's lost 3 times. I'm a complete loser. I've lost 3 times. One of us is heading to Bono's on Monday. Here's what we do know, that Hayes Carline is not going to be the loser for the year. But JJ, I'm not going to lie. I'd love to send his bull's ass to Bono's. I'll tell you, that wouldn't bother me one bit, just in case you want to know how I feel about it. Okay, here on a Wednesday afternoon on the First Coast. Let me share that. Okay, so there's that going on. JJ, how you doing there?
I'm great.
You good?
I got mine pretty much locked in.
Okay, you do. And you go first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 30 guys to choose from.
Yeah. I'm torn between Tom Kite and Dan Sykes.
Yeah, and they're both in the field. Excellent choices.
It is kind of interesting to have a 30-person field.
It is.
I mean, we have it. Yeah, if you think about it, not just for Loser Monday, just for golf.
Yeah.
We just don't have that. I mean, we have 144 person fields. You know, it's really weird, and now 125. It's really weird to have this 30-person field. I mean, as a golf fan.
Absolutely. And, I mean, again, the whole essence of it is to try and create more drama with no stroke advantage, which Scheffler was really interesting today. He said he prefers it this way. And obviously he would have really benefited from the old system like he did last year when he won the playoff and had a 2-shot lead going in on the second place guy and had as much as a 10-shot lead on, I think, like pretty much half the field. Now everybody's even. So, it does create a lot of drama. It also, one thing that will be good is after day one, everyone is still going to be in it.
Right.
For the most part. I mean, if you shoot 79, you're out of it. But for the most part, if you had a tough day, opening day before with the staggered scoring, well, you might be 17 shots behind after one day. Well, this will get rid of that. So it is a small field, but hopefully it will be a very competitive finish and give us some great drama, because it's been the best year of golf. I think that they've had probably since a prime Tiger year.
Yeah, I said that I thought that this year in golf was about as good as I can remember, certainly in a long time, and maybe dates back to when Tiger was in his prime. But certainly it feels that way. So, all right, a lot of things to talk about today. The Jags are on the flight as we speak now. They're, I think, wheels up just about now. I'll go down on Friday and meet them all at the team hotel on Friday night. I look forward to that, and then of course the game on Saturday. One last game, one last practice of significance. The joint, but as Hayes pointed out yesterday, Liam Cohen, when meeting with the media yesterday, said that it might not be quite as physical as some joints because the Dolphins have already had a few, and the Jags, this will be their first one. So we'll see what winds up happening. What we do know is they're going to play a football game on Saturday night. We're looking around the league to see who's playing and who's not. Joe Burrow, shocking that he's not going to play in the last game after he ran a marathon on one play in the previous game. So we'll see what the Jags wind up doing. We'll certainly talk about that today on the program. I had all kind of fun stuff to do. Josh Pate has his first playoff bracket. Did you see it?
I did.
It's pretty fun. It's a fun bracket.
It would be phenomenal.
It makes for a very interesting game involving the locals. Wouldn't that? And so people that haven't seen it, you're going to enjoy this. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. JJ, have you heard all the talk about the baseball realignment of late?
Honestly, I saw Hayes put it in his headlines rundown, but I have not heard about it.
Yeah.
But just from what he put, I know it's going to piss me off.
And I hope I'm not ruining your headlines, but it's a fascinating story. I saw the one Stephen Nesbitt did. Is that the one you pulled?
Well, so I just pulled it basically as it's a big topic of discussion among baseball experts. So I just was curious sort of what you guys think about it, because I've seen different iterations of the commonalities that I've seen are like the Yankees and Mets being both in the same division, which would obviously be unbelievable.
And I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. And then I saw like the Braves keep getting put with like the Marlins and the Rays.
I do think that's going to happen.
And that would be good for Atlanta.
Yeah,
I mean, the Rays.
So it'll be like more regional and American League.
I think they want to cut down on travel and make it more efficient. But
I think where it's going to land, and I'm going to go through Nesbitt, a bunch of guys. Stephen Nesbitt's a really good baseball writer, and he wrote one that I think will hold.
Okay.
I will tell you this. I think they're going to land where he is.
Now, do you think that he released this story because he was told?
He's with you.
Like, this is, let's have it. You know how the leagues do it. You pick a guy and it's a trial balloon and whatever. So do you think this is from MLB?
It might be, JJ. He's with The Athletic. Very, very esteemed, really good writer and really good baseball writer. He's a good takeout guy, but he's a baseball writer. It's not like Passan or only one of the known baseball insiders, but he's a good baseball writer. And that's a great call. Maybe baseball said float it up there. But I'll bet you, I will tell you now, I'll bet you what he said is where it lands. That's what I think. I think, in fact, I'm going to do it at the bottom of the hour. I'm going to go through it at the bottom. But I think where he is where baseball is going to land. That's my opinion, and we'll see if it winds up being that way. So we'll certainly talk about it today but I think it's a fascinating story, so we'll certainly get to that coming up on the program. We'll talk some Jaguar football. I wanted to talk defensive line today. I got a lot of thoughts about it, even though it seems to be the topic we talk about every day. I do want to get into it, and we're going to hear from Mason Smith, who's now in the field. Give me an overview. Don't scoop yourself on this, but give me an overview. Chomping at the bit, can't wait to get going. More sedate than that, and he's a more sedate guy. But what'd you see?
Yeah, I think Mason's in a good spot. I think it really wore on him, the calf injury, and I think he got scared about how it might affect his regular season because he'd had such a great offseason. You know, Liam Cohen had said that, and Mason agreed, and so I think now there's a relief. There's a sense of, he does, I think, have enough time to get back to close to 100% for football shape. So it's interesting. He talks about the process being out there for these last 3 or 4 days. It's starting to catch up to him, but he knows that that's just part of it in terms of getting back into football shape. So, I appreciate his time. I think Mason is I think, a ascending player, but there's also he's going to be a good guy to talk to, throughout the years. He's got a really good handle on life and football and being a pro, and I think he's learned a lot already as an NFL player. So I'm real excited about Mason Smith.
If you're correct about that, I hope you are. Man, is he important. I mean, look, he's an interior defensive tackle. They don't tend to be, all players are important. They don't tend to be as important as the guy with the ball in his hands. But I will tell you, the way this team is constructed, there are stars other places. There is depth other places. There doesn't seem to be either right now at defensive tackle. Now, maybe Eric Armstead will refine that star value. Maybe Devon will. Maybe Bink Saunders will give him something. He's now here. But Mason Smith is the guy. The level of importance for him, given what's around him, it's near the top of the team. If that's your metric, not how important the position is, but how important he is to growing the position or making sure the position's pretty good. He might, other than Trevor, might be as high as anybody on the team. Am I describing that right?
I think you are.
Other than Trevor, it may be as important as anybody.
So, sure, because Eric Armstead's probably in his final year here. I'm just mainly, he could decide to retire. I mean, he's at that stage of his career. But this obviously, there's a high probability this is his last year here. You don't really know beyond that. What do you really have at that position that's up and coming, other than Mason Smith? So his development is critical for the health of the roster. And again, it speaks to the X factors for this season. What if I told you that Mason Smith is going to have 7.5 sacks?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, what would that do for this team? And I don't think that's out of the. I don't think that's a ridiculous thing to throw out there.
If you told me that, I would think they're an 11 or 12 win team.
I agree.
That if you told me that stat happens this year, because that means that the outside guys are now running free because people are having to pay attention to him. That means the offense doesn't have to do it all. That means there's more time for Tyson Campbell and Travis Hunter and whoever and Jordan Lewis. They don't have to cover as long. If you told me that, that's a great point. So, all right, a lot of things to talk about. Let's take a break. We're going to start with Jaguars football with the defensive line and the importance of the Mason Smiths of the world, and then you're going to hear from Mason. That's how we'll kick off the program. We're glad you're with us. Always a Coyle and Sons Fence Company Wednesday, the best fencing company in town, I promise you. Me, my companies, we do an awful lot with Coyle, and you wish you would too. You should too. We'll take a break. Let's talk Jaguars football after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Hi, folks. I'm Frangie, and I got to tell you, I can't fix anything. I would be so lost with plumbing problems if not for Duck Duck Rooter. But everybody knows to call the Duck. Well, I do too. Whether it's plumbing, air conditioning, septic, they handle all of it, and nobody does a better job than our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. Any of those needs you have, call them today, 904-862-6769, or go to duckduckrooter.com. If you've got problems, call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll handle it. I guarantee it.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 20th, 1991, Dan Marino surpasses Joe Montana as the highest paid NFL player with a 5-year extension for $25 million.
Frangie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit southstatebank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, or Beaver Mitsubishi in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. It's Renewal by Anderson's triple savings month. Get $300 off windows and $825 off patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires August 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood. Underwood has completed 75 years in business, and now you are starting your next 75 years. If you were going to simplify things, what is the single most important thing in Underwood's history, and what will be the most important thing in your future?
Frank, that's simple. Our honesty and integrity. You know, our founder, H.F. Underwood's favorite saying was, know the truth and tell the truth. That's why we're the longest-standing member of the American Gem Society in Florida. Because we know you have to have the knowledge about gemstones before you can tell the truth about them. That's why we continue to educate our staff through the Gemological Institute of America and the American Gem Society. In fact, today, Underwood's has the largest American Gem Society credentialed staff of professionals east of the Mississippi River. So come by and see why we're looking forward to the next 75 years and let one of our experts assist you.
That's at Underwood's, serving excellence since 1928. In San Marco, Avondale, the shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. As temperatures warm up around us, ants come out in droves. And when they move into your home or business, it's unnerving. Terminix knows that ants add up fast, but Terminix subtracts them faster because living with ants isn't any fun. When ants show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with an ant problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Beer, water, beer. That's a pretty good game plan when it comes to battling the summer heat. When you hit the beach, fishing hole, or golf course, make sure you hydrate. Anheuser-Busch is always up for a good time. Just remember to drink responsibly.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
We sure appreciate our friends from Coyle & Sons. They have done it since 1927. Man, oh man, they do a great job. You know how much fencing they've done for me at our ballpark, the Bragan Baseball Complex, and other areas of the Fort Family Park, but certainly our Bragan Baseball, the baseball part is where they put that beautiful batter's eye up, and certainly did a terrific job. Whether it's residential, whether it's commercial, whether it's overhead doors, or whether it's fencing, they can do it all. You can get financing. They do such a great job. Call them at 904-356-4821 or Coyle Jacks. That's COYLE Jacks.com. You'll be really glad you dealt with my friends from Coyle & Sons. They do a really, really good job. All right, and we've been saying this really the entire offseason, but I'm gonna be very specific with it now. Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Foye Oluokun, Tyson Campbell, Eric Murray, and Jordan Lewis. Okay? You with me?
Mm-hmm.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6 players in whom I am immensely confident will be very good, not relatively good, very good defensive, very good National Football League defensive players this year, barring injury. Agree or disagree?
Murray needs to show me a little bit more in terms of being to describe him at that level.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's dependable.
Yeah,
and he's reliable.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, certainly the others that you mentioned, they have star quality.
I feel good, and maybe star isn't the word. Good NFL player. You can be a good NFL player and not be a star. I don't know that I got star by all these guys, but Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Foye Oluokun, Tyson Campbell, Eric Murray, Jordan Lewis. I have good, confident, competent NFL player. By the way, if I had 22 good NFL players, I might win a Super Bowl. Okay, so good NFL players matter. It's great if you have a few stars, but give me a good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 guys. That's 6. So now the question becomes the other 5 on defense. And there's rotational guys, and some guys playing base, and some guys playing nickel, and you rotate your defensive. I get all that.
Yeah, well, how are you counting Travis Hunter?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I haven't gotten there. I'm talking right now. I'm talking about the 6 I mentioned.
Gotcha.
Okay? I got a thought about him.
Yeah.
But right now, I've got the 6 I've mentioned. Okay. Travis Hunter hadn't played a down of NFL football yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much he's going to play over there. So I don't have him in my 6 right now. I know he's a good NFL player. Now, if Travis Hunter was cornerback only, yeah, I'd have him on that list. Okay, but that's my 6.
Okay.
So let me go. So let me stay with me. When you're in nickel, I got to add another cornerback. I think when the season starts, Jarian Jones will be that guy. Okay. I hope Jarian does well, but I don't have him in the list with his 6 yet. When the season starts, you got to add a starting safety. I think Andrew Wingard is going to start, and he's close to this for me. He might be the next guy up. I think Antonio Johnson has more talent than him. I think Caleb Rensaw might have won that job if he was healthy. I think Darnell Savage does some really good things. His ceiling might be higher. But I think Andrew Wingard's going to be the other starter, and I think he's very close to being darn good NFL player. Okay, but nonetheless, I'm not putting here Jarian there yet, at least for me. Okay, so now I'm at 8 guys. Okay, now I'm at 8 players. I think Ventrell Miller is going to win the weak side linebacker job over Devin Lloyd. I think that's a good battle. I don't think it's decided yet. I think Ventrell Miller is going to win that job. Okay, so let's assume he wins it. If he wins that job, I think he's going to be and stays healthy. I think he's a good player. So I've now gotten to where there's 9 guys I feel okay about. I have not put Travis Hunter in there yet because I don't know yet. How much is he playing over there? I don't know what style of cornerback he is. Common sense would say he's better run and cover guy than he is run support guy, just a little guy. But I don't want to act like I feel better about what I think I know he is on offense than even though he's a more natural cornerback. So I've gotten to 9 guys. Let me stay with me. You'll see where I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. I've gotten to 9 guys 6 I feel very good about. 3 I could find myself feeling good about. Jarian Jones, Dewey, and Ventrell Miller. Okay? I'm really concerned about the other 2 spots. For those that missed it, those would be defensive tackles. I'm really concerned about those 2 spots. I think there's a reason Austin Johnson and Bink Saunders were both brought to the team in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think there's a reason for that. I hope Eric Armstead has something left. I appreciate Liam saying that he and Mason have both been battling to get back. I hope Mason steps up in year 2. I hope Devon Hamilton can refine what he had. But those are the 2. As I go 11 deep, 6 that I feel very good about, 3 more that I can make myself get to where I'm going to feel good about. You with me on that? Mm-hmm. It's the 2 defensive tackle spots. Agree or disagree on that?
I would, I guess, disagree a bit because I would have Armstead in the 6. I mean, if he's playing defensive tackle and he's not out of position, he's a good, reliable player in the NFL.
I hope you're right, and I'm not saying he's not. I'm not there yet. Yeah. And I hope you're right. And by the way, and logic says you might be. Logic says you're right, but I'm not there yet. Maybe because I didn't see it last year because he didn't play that position. Maybe because I haven't seen it in camp because he hasn't been on the field. I hope, but keep going because your point's a fair one. But I'm not for me. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I get it. I'm certainly relying on his pre-Jaguars contributions to the league. But I think Armstead at his natural position and healthy, absolutely is. I mean, he'd be higher than Eric Murray. He might be higher than Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, pre-Jaguars Eric was a very good defensive tackle. I agree with that.
But I would say obviously with Colin Saunders, look, the Saints just traded him. So, the Saints obviously felt like he was expendable. So it's hard to, get the expectations too high on what he can be here. Hopefully he will be a good player here. But yeah, it's obvious. It's obviously a player that, what I think is going to be a bad team said, we need to move on from him and go acquire some offensive line help. Devon Hamilton is tough to figure because
I'm
what's concerning.
Gosh, I'm rooting hard for him.
Yeah, what's concerning about Devon Hamilton, certain players look good in camp. Certain players tend to play better in December for whatever reason. Very few players are just consistently their way they are, training camp through the end of the regular season. The book on Devon Hamilton has always been he's a training camp superstar, and then he's had trouble having that success in the regular season. Whereas I don't feel like he's had that great of a camp. So that's a concern because traditionally Devon Hamilton has been really good and a guy that everybody is praising this time of year. And so, that leads to some uncertainty. I do think Mason Smith's going to be good, but he's only really he's only been here for 1 year, but even in that rookie year, he really only played well the last handful of games at the end. I'm encouraged by the fact they have, I think, 4 solutions, and if 2 of those 4 have good years, they'll be okay.
That's a good point.
So they're and I do think Austin Johnson can play. I left him out. So they probably have 5 pretty decent options, and they need 2 of those 5. They need 2 of those 5 to have a good year, and they need of the remaining 3, they need 1 of that 3 to have a decent year.
Yeah, and
so I mean, I now think they've done a nice job. Gladstone's done a nice job of tilting the math back in his favor by adding Saunders and Johnson. And and now hopefully that Armstead and Mason Smith are healthy, Anthony Campanile will have a really good idea of how to utilize those guys by the time Carolina gets here.
And let's hope that happens. And by the way, I held out hope for those 2 spots too now. I don't think all is lost. Oh, my God, they're going to be terrible because their 2 defensive tackles aren't going to be any good. That's not where I am. I'm just not quite there yet as I am with the first 6 and then what I think of the next 3. We'll see how they do. What I will tell you is one guy that could really emerge as a star. They drafted him to be that. The LSU people think he's going to be that, and that's Mason Smith, back on the field now, and the subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, we're pleased to be joined with Jaguars defensive tackle Mason Smith here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Doing great. really highly blessed and favored, and continue to grow.
You got some extra work out here today after practice. How important is that, Mason?
Just getting back in game shape. Missing about a little bit over a month. It takes a toll on your body. I've done a good job to try my best to stay in shape, but football shape is different. So, just getting through that little fatigue stage that I'm going through right now, and just getting back to feeling good.
Are you pleased with how your calf is holding up since you've returned to play?
Oh, definitely, for sure. I haven't really felt anything wrong lower body right now. So it's been very promising. Like I just said, it's about getting back in shape.
Liam Cohen said you had an outstanding offseason. What kind of growth do you think you were able to make prior to the injury?
Just getting back in the weight room, and just doing more diligent work, things that I really needed to work on. Just working on really just being twitchy and playing fast. And certain things like beating the slide on pass rush, stuff like that, stuff that'll take my game to the next level.
Can you feel that coming back now that you're 3-4 days in?
Definitely, for sure. I feel good about the things that I was doing in the off season. I could definitely see it coming to fruition on the field. But still room for improvement, still room to grow and get better at other areas.
It was cool that you and Eric came back the same day. What was it like kind of going through that with him, and what kind of a teammate is Eric Armstead?
Eric always puts on my mind, just how to look at things from the outside looking in, even football-wise, non-football-wise, the business. He's a great mentor for me and, honestly, a great big brother for me. You know what I'm saying? So, we've chopped it up about just anything under the sun, and just pretty much everything that we're going to try to do this year.
You still have a couple weeks before the Carolina game. Do you feel like you got enough time that by the time the Panthers get here week 1, you'll be Mason Smith?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll be good, man. It's just this week is, the first week that I'm really getting back in the team period. Yesterday was my first time getting back in the team period. So, just going on the second day, and, mentally, I'm sharp. I know all the calls and everything. But like I said, just lower body-wise, just my legs got to feel good. They're starting to tend to feel dead, early on in practice, which just grows with, getting that fatigue out of there, getting all that mush out of there from, not really been using my lower body for, a month or so.
You mentioned, getting used to the scheme and everything. What's it been like in meetings with Campanile and getting used to what's being asked?
I think it's been great. He wants us to be aggressive, and he also wants us, I feel like this staff does a good job at, allowing guys to play, how they, what complements them, you know what I'm saying? Whereas some other places or before it might have been, they wanted it one exact way, and you really didn't go off guys' body type or, their play style. So I feel like they do a good job of kind of just taking the chains off of us and, letting us kind of play free, but within the scheme of the defense.
When it's you, either Eric or Devon and Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker all out there at the same time, what kind of disruption do you think you guys will be able to get consistently?
Man, I think they will be, be back there all game. That's a great group of guys, and we have a great group of guys, and other guys too, like Lacey and, the new guys and Smoot, we all in our, we all bring a different intangible to the table. So, I feel like that we'll be, be able to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, Smoot and Ogba are real crafty players. What's it been like getting to kind of see them work on their craft?
Sure, me and Og are locker roommates, so, just kind of picking the old head brain. That's my guy. He keep it real. And same thing with Smoot, man. Just real funny, warm-hearted guy. And, two great dudes to have in the building and, two great valuable pieces that we picked up this offseason.
Mason, what do you look forward to in terms of joint practice going against the Dolphins, and what do you try and get out of that?
Kind of just, taking it day by day. Just ramping up a little bit on the reps and, going from 5 to 10 to 12, somewhere in that range. And just trying to put it all together, just trying to play a complete practice. You gotta do a complete practice before you can do a complete game. So, just going down the steps to getting me ready for week 1.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see you back out there. Best of luck to you, Mason. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about Mason Smith and where I think his career is going as a Jaguar. I hope he can stay healthy. But I will say this. It's hard to imagine somebody could consistently block him.
He's a big dude.
He is a big guy, and we know the quickness. We know the high level twitch that he has in his game. So I think he's got a chance to, of all the guys that could really have a breakthrough season and sort of announce themselves to the league, that we know about, but the nation doesn't really know about yet. Mason Smith would be very high on that list for me.
We'll take a break. I got a little hardball. They're talking realignment. I think there's a story of significance developing in baseball. We'll talk about it after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Hayes Carline for Atlantic Infinity. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter, and you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor, climate-controlled showroom. It's cool, comfortable, and hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Oh, interest rates. They're high everywhere, aren't they? Not at Beard's Diamonds right now. They've lowered finance rates all the way down to 0. Hey, Hicken here. That's right. Now Beard's Diamonds pays 0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. So that $12,000 designer engagement ring is yours now for just $200 a month. Man, this amazing offer makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 Diamond Eternity band, $100 a month? How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings? $50 a month. It's insane. Make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commissioned experts at Beards help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. I'm talking Beards Diamonds. I'm talking in the St. John's Town Center. This amazing offer ends August 31st. Shop local. Shop Beards.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
San Jose Collision in Mandarin is proud to be an I-CAR Gold Class collision repair facility. That means they meet the industry's highest training standards. Experience the difference at San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS right here in Jacksonville is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Promise those Coyle & Sons folks are big baseball fans. Rob's son's a very good pitcher here in Jacksonville High School. Eric Gedemy, my buddy who bought the company, big Orioles fan, so they love that baseball. They're going to enjoy what we're about to talk about baseball-wise, but I'll tell you what you'd enjoy is a terrific fence from my friends at Coyle & Sons Fence Company, 904-356-4821, or call them or visit Coyle Jacks, C-O-Y-L-E, CoyleJacks.com. All right, so here's what I think is going to happen in baseball. In fact, I'm relatively confident. Usually when you hear realignment and these college football people saying 24 and 28 games, you never have. I'm pretty sure two things are going to happen. Number one, baseball is adamant it wants to get to 32. It does not want to. Doesn't NBA, JJ, have 30 also? Aren't they both at 30, I think?
They are.
Yeah, they're both 30. Baseball wants to get to 32. I can tell you that. I think and they want expansion teams in 2 new cities, which is why they did not want the Rays to move to Nashville. I'm almost positive Nashville's going to get a team. That's the one. That's, to me, the no-brainer. The conversation piece you hear is that there's going to be a Southern team and a Northwestern team. And the Southern team, the conversation is down to Nashville and Raleigh. And the Northwestern team is down to Portland or Salt Lake City. And that's,
how is Nashville or Raleigh?
How's Raleigh even in play?
How is that? That's Tyson versus Spinks.
I agree, and to that, you're right. And to that end, most people think it's Nashville. Maybe Raleigh is just in there because
they needed a competition.
Yeah,
correct.
They need some leverage.
Major League Baseball wants to get, and it doesn't look like Montreal.
I'm serious.
Yeah, right. We may go to Raleigh.
Give it to Raleigh. Yeah, sure you will.
Yeah, but I don't think
Nashville would be sick. Man.
Yeah.
That would be such a great trip.
Yeah, great trip, and I don't think Montreal's in play anymore. It was for the longest time. So the conversation is probably Nashville. I thought Portland forever. What I will tell you is Portland forever was forever Nashville and Portland. And apparently Salt Lake City has made a run. Now, the concern with Salt Lake City is, do you want another high-altitude area? I mean, they hate that. The baseball doesn't like it. So do you want to do it again?
You can't get anyone worth, no good pitcher ever will sign for Colorado.
Yeah,
we don't need another team that's exactly the same.
Which is why people are fighting against it. But nonetheless, let's assume it's Nashville-Portland, okay? Because that's what I think it's going to be. Stephen Nesbitt, and there will be a realignment, but there has to be. They got to go somewhere, right? The most common sense thing I heard, and I'm going to go through what he said, and let me know what you think, JJ and Hayes. All 8 now 4-team divisions, which I can tell you is going to happen. It's going to be no more 5-team divisions. It's going to be 8 4-team divisions, which you could have imagined.
Like the NFL.
That's correct. And that, by the way, for people that have missed it, that NFL thing seems to be working.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a chance they got the model right.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe do what they do. But anyway, so the Pirates move from what is now the Central and go to what will be the NL East. Okay. And the NL North then, the old Central, will be Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Cardinals. So all the teams they have now, but the Pirates leave. The Pirates go to the East where they're natural rivals with the Phillies. And it's Mets, Phillies, Pirates, Nationals. So I love that. The NL East, I was telling someone that today, my friend John Dever, who worked for the Nationals all those years, and he said, well, the problem won't be hard to compete with the Mets and the Phillies. At least now you're in a division where teams are the same payroll. We're not winning either place, okay? We're not winning either. So John said, good point. But Mets, Phillies, Pirates, Nationals in the East, Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Cardinals in the NL North. The NL South then, and Hayes, you talked about this, the belief is, and I think this will happen, Rays move to the National League, Braves, Marlins, Nashville, and the Rays. That would be a really good Southern division.
Great travel division.
Great, and it makes sense. Yeah. It's a logical, God forbid, baseball decides to make sense.
Yeah. So I wish the AFC South was set up like that.
Well, correct. But Atlanta, Miami, Tampa, and Nashville. And then the NL West would be Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Padres, Giants. Okay, so which would all make that makes sense. In the American League East would be Orioles, Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays. Makes all the sense in the world. The AL North then.
So only the Rays would be taken out of that?
Only the Rays would be gone.
Okay.
AL North then would be White Sox, Guardians, Tigers, Twins. Okay. Now, Nesbitt has it AL South, so you can have East, North, South, and West on all of them. This really is more Southwest. I would even call it AL Southwest, but they're calling it AL South. He believes it'll be the Rockies, who now go to the AL, the Astros, the Royals, and the Rangers. I can see them lumped together geographically. I just don't know that I'd call it the South.
Right.
But it doesn't matter what you call it, So Rockies, Astros, Royals, Rangers, and then, of course, the AL West would be the A's, the Angels, the new Portland team, and Seattle. I think this is the most logical 4-team breakdown a league has done in a long time. I'll bet you this is what happens. I'll bet we see expansion within the next handful of years, and I'll bet you Nesbitt has hit this thing right on the head. And by the way, I think he would have gotten it right. I think that's what they should do.
I agree because, again, you're thinking about it from a travel cost standpoint, which is a big reason why, obviously you're adding the expansion teams. That's number one. But the ancillary benefit is one that we've already seen in minor leagues, which is how can we streamline the schedule to make sure that we're maximizing our travel costs and not spending on things we shouldn't be spending inefficiently. This is fantastic. All those divisions line up perfectly. So, in terms of travel, when obviously you're playing the sport that travels the most, you've got, 81 road games, I guess. I think it makes all the sense in the world. And it does everything you want. It protects your best rivalries, which it does. It makes the travel component better, and it easily allows you to add two markets and fit them in a place that will be very comfortable for each one.
Yeah. JJ, don't you think this makes all the geographic sense in the world?
Yeah, I actually like it. That it's not what I saw that we'll get to in headlines that really pissed me off because we're only moving a couple teams that have zero history from the National League to the American League. Like, that's what I was scared of, that all of a sudden the Braves are going to be in the AL, and that would really upset me. But I don't hate that at all, actually.
I've talked to 3 or 4 baseball people today, JJ, that like you and me adore the game. Nobody's pushed back on this.
But I will say, if they're using that travel excuse, I got to call BS on that, because they literally just changed the rules last year to where you don't play your in-division opponents that much anymore.
Right. It's not
like
19
you used
games.
to play them 19 times, so there wasn't a travel issue. And then they changed the rules because they wanted you to play more of the teams equally. So I don't really buy that. But if you're going to add those 2 more teams, I kind of love that.
I have talked – I can't – when do you find something that nobody pushes back? People love to push back.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite thing to do.
Right. Nobody's pushed back on this. And I can tell you, growing up as a Pirates fan who started following the team in the 60s, there were so many wonderful games against the Phillies and the Mets that you don't have anymore. But it's the Phillies. The Pirates and the Phillies should be a rivalry. They're both in Pennsylvania. The 2 parts of the state are totally different, man. The people in Philadelphia are very New York-like, Boston-like. They're Northeastern. The people in Pittsburgh are Midwesterners and are blue-collar. And it's a wonderful rivalry when they play. But the Steelers and the Eagles don't ever play. The Penguins and the Flyers play some. This would be
And I would say it. As a Braves fan, those Phillies Mets games are really important to me.
I agree.
But they're still in the National League.
Correct.
So it's not like we wouldn't be playing them.
And I think finally there's Southern baseball. And I think the Marlins.
I could go to a lot more games in Tampa.
Right. And the Marlins and the Rays, which have such a hard time drawing, if ever they were going to, both of them have a hard time. If ever they were going to draw, assuming they're good, well, now you've got real rivals. I can tell you, being in Jacksonville all these years, those Titans, Texans, Colts games matter more than the other games. They matter emotionally. Forget about that. Obviously, they matter in the standings, but I think they matter emotionally too. Don't you think that?
Without a doubt.
And so I think finally you'd finally have a sense of rivalry in baseball. Baseball's got the Red Sox and the Yankees, and that's, god dang it, it's about it, And now I think you'd have a lot.
San Francisco, LA.
I agree, and there's a few others, but
St. Louis, the Cardinals, and Cubs, but that's it.
But they're down,
that's it.
And all those would still be in play.
Well, and again, if I'm ownership in Nashville or with the Marlins or the Rays, I love the fact that I'm going to have a lot of Braves games in my park.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Great
my God,
point.
yeah.
Great point. So,
especially Nashville, a brand new team. The Braves are the team of the South. Unfortunately for that Nashville team, it would just be Braves home games for the first few years. Probably.
Yeah. But so anyway, I think this is, of all the things I've seen, baseball does so much stupid stuff. That of recent years, they've done some good stuff. The pitch clock's a good thing. They finally found some good stuff. I hated the shift. So, but this may be the best. If Nesbitt's right, and JJ made a great point or asked a great question earlier, did someone float this to him for him to fire it out there? Did he know? He is with the Athletic. He's a connected guy. Did he know something? So, but it excited me.
What season would this start in? You think? Best case
they'd
scenario.
have to get the two teams.
Yeah, it's all about the expansion. Remember now, with baseball expansion, you're not just adding 2 teams, you're adding 4 farm teams plus the 2 teams. So you're talking about 10 new teams playing baseball, which is a lot. So
like 2028 is
I would think as early as 28, 29.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think as early as. I think you're going to start seeing it become a thing. I think the narrative's coming. I don't think it's a surprise that these stories are out there. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL brings the swamp to the First Coast.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Gator football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here. It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Chevrolets at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payment by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, got a minute?
Always. What's on your mind?
This time of year, my air conditioner is running non-stop. Hot all day, hot all night. It has to run constantly just to keep up.
Well, that's what they do.
But if something happens to it in the middle of a 2-week heat wave, I'm in trouble, Jason. I can't wait 3 days or 2 days or even the next day for service. If you can't get someone here today, I'm sweating by tonight. What if it breaks, Jason?
You call me, pal. That's what we do. Bueller Air and Plumbing.
But you're probably swamped with calls from everyone else's AC that ran nonstop and then broke in a heat wave, so they called you because that's what you do.
But we always have room for an emergency. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we have techs standing by because we know these things happen.
So I don't need to worry. Wow. That time you calmed me down without even using the sunglasses.
Oh, I was reaching for them.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, the wings are fresh, the drinks are cold, and the game is always on. With 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, and handcrafted cocktails, there's no better place to kick back and catch every play. Escape the ordinary. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Coyle and Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Let me tell you what we're going to do. At the top of the hour, the draft comes.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
The draft is at the top of the hour. We'll talk a little college football then too, by the way. But we are going to talk a little draft at the top of the hour. Just wanted to let you know that the world is waiting. I'm not keeping them waiting anymore. Can Carline go wire to wire? Can it happen? I mean, I think it'll change the world. I think it'll change sports as we know it. I think the way we look at golf will change. So there you go.
The way I look at Hayes definitely will. I've heard rumors of Sepp Straka being floated out there.
Like Sepp a lot. He's had a wonderful year.
Yeah.
Anybody
Georgia Bulldog.
Anybody that would have Sepp Straka on their team would be very excited about that. Potentially, I would imagine.
Speaking of golf, on a serious note, we just have a couple of minutes here. Did you see where Brian Rolap is forming a 9-person committee? The new CEO of the tour. Have you seen this story?
Yeah, with Tiger?
With Tiger on it. And he said, and I'm going to quote him, the plan is not incremental change. It is significant change to the tour. I wonder what that means. Is he
shorts?
Yeah. But I mean, he said significant change. Now, is he just talking about the FedEx points and how you pick the champion at the end of the year? Or is he really talking change, like shuffling tournaments, shuffling majors, shuffling? What do you think?
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have.
He doesn't control the majors.
Correct.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have control over that. But in terms, and I can't imagine that they would want to eliminate events. I mean, the schedule is pretty tight now. Maybe they will, they're adding a signature event next year to the slate. But I think they've got a good balance of tournaments where, you've got your 140 or however many players, and then your signature events where you've got the no-cut 70-man field to reward your higher-end players, with some more lucrative opportunities. So, I mean, I saw it, and I will be interested in seeing what they come up with, because I think they've really made great strides over these last few years since Live Golf kind of forced them to reevaluate how they were doing things. And I think in looking at it, the PGA Tour has come out stronger. I mean, I think that you want to have the ability, you don't want it to be so hyper inclusive. I mean, that's one of the things that Live gets criticized for, is I think they've only got like 48 players on the entire tour. So I wouldn't want to see it condense the PGA Tour to where, you've only really got about 90 guys that are on the tour. And, I like the fact that, there's 150 guys that are kind of fighting for spots. But I will be interested, because I don't know. The schedule, I think, is good. And again, they're not going to be able to control the majors.
You don't think they could move the players back to May?
I think, honestly, what this is they're going to just say the Players' Championship is a major. That if I had to guess on something, and this is a pure guess, but if the PGA Tour was going to radically announce a change, that would be felt among in the far reaches of the sporting world, not just golf. To me, the change would be we now consider we are labeling the Players Championship a major, and that is happening now. And from now on, and they can figure out whether they want to retroactively give guys major titles. My guess is they're not. My guess is they're going to say, starting now, this tournament has now become a major. It has everything it has for many years, but starting in 2026 or whenever they're announcing this.
But then you'd have to let in the Shambos and the guys like that.
Well, it's still their tour, so it's the same thing with like Augusta and the USGA and the Royal and Ancient. I mean, that's up to them. They have let in live players that have already qualified. So that would be, but again, I think that's all coming to a head anyway, because those contracts on live are going to start to expire, and you'd have to be a lunatic to re-sign with live. I mean, if you're any of these guys that went over there, I mean, I can't imagine that they're going to have players signing second contracts to stay on live.
You wouldn't think.
I mean,
especially if they got your money. You already got your money.
You've already got your. I'm talking about the players that would still have a career on the PGA Tour,
right?
Like Ian Poulter, Lee Westwood, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson. Like they may stay on live because I mean their careers are pretty much over in terms of high level competition. But if you're somebody like DeChambeau, if you're Brooks Koepka, who if you still care about your game. He's young enough that, I mean, he could go back to the PGA Tour and still have, I would think, 7 or 8 really high-quality years. I don't know how old Brooks Koepka is, but, I would assume he's, mid-30s, something like that. So, and certainly DeChambeau would.
I see what you're saying, but it's not on the PGA Tour to be like, hey, our main event is a major now. Like, the other majors are that. That's not how it works.
I don't think he's going to announce that. I think there could be some, and I know how much you would love to see that.
We all would. I'm sure as Jacksonville.
Yeah, I can see trying to create more momentum for it because obviously there's never enough. But I'm really interested to see, will they move events? Will they move? I don't think they move the players because so much was made of moving it back.
Yeah, it's in the perfect spot.
Yeah,
because you couldn't. I mean, again, you don't. They have to be done by this weekend,
right?
Because they do not want to battle football, as they shouldn't.
Right. Well, and the only other conversation would have been before is move the PGA up to March and leave the players in May, which doesn't make sense. I think they've got this good. So, but it'll be interesting to see. He is talking Thursday. Or tomorrow afternoon at 3:00, so we'll see what winds up happening. And we backed up Lee Smith today. Lee will join you. I'll be gone. He'll join you guys Friday afternoon to talk about kind of unwrap what the new commissioner, now called the CEO of the tour, says. We'll take a break. We're keeping it on golf because after the break, we're doing our final Loser Monday picks of the year. That's next. It's the Tour Championship. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Okay, just push the blue button. The blue button. Is that it? Yeah, why? What's wrong? Nothing. I just thought it'd be more complicated than that.
1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Lee Bryce. What do you know about that tour? Saturday, September 13th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. With special guests Ashley Cook and Lewis Bryce. Award-winning country sensation Lee Bryce. On sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss Lee Bryce Live.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Summer is here, and that means it's time to feast on delicious Bono's St. Louis ribs. The small and large rib platters are at a low price to beat the summer heat, and you get 2 southern sides and garlic toast with each platter. It's an unbelievable deal that won't last long, so head to Bono's today to get your St. Louis ribs platter. I'm hungry now just talking about it. Head to Bono's today, and remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
After 3 years, the Hacker Fantasy League is back here in 2025. Thursday night, August the 21st, at Twin Peaks on Atlantic and Kernan, the HFL is back. Be listening to Hacker After Dark for your chance to enter.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
You wouldn't drive your car 50,000 miles without an oil change, so why are you ignoring your septic tank? Septic tanks need to be pumped every 3 to 5 years. Call 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic pump out with the pros at Duck Duck Rooter.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com. I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Kuhn Flowers. The Jumbo Shrimps' poor stretch of baseball continues to loom as they fell to the Worcester Red Sox in yesterday's series opener 4-3. Their game tonight will begin at 6:45 as lefty pitcher Robbie Snelling will take the mound for the start. The Jaguars will begin their joint practice with the Dolphins in Miami starting tomorrow. It's 89 degrees at 5:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
You better believe they did. If you need fencing, commercial or residential, Coyle & Sons. They are the folks to call. You hear me say that every Wednesday. Always a Coyle & Sons. Wednesday, 904-356-4821 or CoyleJacks.com. Here we go. The most emotional moment in maybe show history. It's hard to imagine the emotion that's kind of cutting through. Well, let me tell you one more time.
Mellencamp to start this segment.
Oh, you don't like it wasn't emotional enough already. JJ LaSelva, he hails from South Central Ocala. Third baseman there on that junior Little League team. They wound up going to Williamsport. He has lost 3 times this year. The Players' Championship, the NBA Finals. You thought he knew the NBA. And the British Open.
Didn't know Jack.
Right with you, bro. I have also lost 3 times. The NCAA Tournament, the PGA Tour, and the United States Open. So Hayes has to be very concerned about our skills in
golf.
in picking this golf stuff.
We've done terrible.
We have been so bad.
God, I picked Oberg.
Yeah.
That's a TPC. That's how long ago that was. That Oberg was like the hot guy.
He was the guy, right?
Yeah,
he was the guy. So having said that, here we go one last time. Who can JJ not pick?
He can't pick. None of us can pick Scheffler,
and then he's wide, and then
he's pretty much wide open.
He can't pick Oberg, but I think
he's the only one of us that hasn't picked Rory.
Okay, so JJ, you were on the clock one last time in the possibly historic Loser Monday season. Who do you like?
I really don't want to do this because I cheer against him almost on a weekly basis. And he didn't play in the first round of the playoffs, and he sort of looked very average last weekend. But I'm taking Northern Ireland's own Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy.
I would feel like a fool not to at this point.
It's a good pick. He's won this event like 3 times.
JJ says Rory McIlroy. I am now on the clock. I thought about Russell Henley because how many days in your life do you go by not thinking about Russell Henley? I mean,
a lot of sizzle.
It grips. There's no question about it.
Sometimes when I look at my wife on the couch, I'm like, I know she's thinking about
Yes. I thought about Victor Hovland because the girls all like him. Oberg is certainly, but he can't keep collapsing on Sundays, I don't believe.
Oh, no.
And he's always in the money.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need him to win.
Yeah. Right.
You just need him to play well.
And he's always in the money, and he's playing, I think, as well as anybody on tour Thursday through Saturday other than Scheffler. Give me Englishman. Tommy Fleetwood.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
And
I mean,
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, so
I did. I thought he's so consistent.
Yeah.
Again,
He's
we're not
playing
trying. You're
great.
not trying to win.
Just a top four will do.
Yeah, you're trying to if he's T4,
right.
You probably are going to be
He's
safe.
playing great golf.
Yeah,
I know he's collapsing, but he's playing great golf.
And he's handled it well.
Yes.
Like, last week showed a lot of mental toughness because he put himself in position. He didn't let what happened in the first event bother him at all. So, his game's in great shape.
So before you pick, did we both pick who you thought we might? Because I thought JJ would pick McIlroy, and I thought you would expect me to pick Fleetwood.
Yes, it went as I expected.
Okay, so now that we know that, that all your meetings, all your draft meetings have come, Hayes Carline.
I'm really interested.
Trying to go wire to wire one last time in the year 2025. Who do you pick?
Well, Keegan Bradley's not going to like our bet because I'm going European Ryder Cup too. I want Victor Hovland.
Wow.
Victor Hovland.
Up and down year. Looked good lately, though.
He was high on my board.
Yeah.
Very high on my board.
I mean, he's won this event before. 2 years ago, he won it at East Lake. So, again, it's horse for the course. And he was T7 last week.
Did anybody consider Henley? Because he was high on my board.
Yeah.
Very high on my board.
Yeah, he's got a good history here.
Yeah, went to Georgia. He's probably played it a bunch. You know?
I know our buddy Gary Smits is really a big Henley believer this week.
So I thought
this is juicy.
Oh my goodness,
this is juicy. And I don't cheer against Hovland. I love Hovland, so it's gonna hurt.
I've heard this loser money's all they're talking about in New Zealand, in Auckland.
Does Hovland know?
Yeah.
I'll text him.
Can you imagine the pressure on him now? Like he didn't have pressure already.
It's big.
He could make history here. All he's got to do is not finish behind these two guys.
Yeah. I wanted somebody that at least I know has elite talent. Yeah. Like it may not be harnessed this week, but I know that he's got elite talent.
Yeah. So
and Russell Henley has had a career resurgence, but he's like 36, and I don't like he's gotten a lot out of his game, but it's it's one of and it wasn't necessarily between the two of them, but I'm just getting we threw him out. But
who were who was it down to?
I thought about Oberg just because again he doesn't have much of a history at East Lake. He's only played it once. But again, you go to he's talented enough that again you're guaranteed 4 rounds here.
Right.
You don't have to worry about if he shoots 77 on Thursday, I'm out of it on the weekend. You're getting 4 rounds of golf. So the fact that Oberg can harness that 61, like he's got that elite level of play. Like Oberg was somebody that I thought about a lot as well. But I was hoping like if Fleetwood had fallen, I'd have taken Fleetwood. I couldn't take Rory, but I mean obviously like and we all would have taken Scheffler if we had the chance to. We just have. And he was 3-0. No one lost picking Scheffler, shockingly. He was 3-0 in loser mode.
I have the tee time. So Hovland is at high noon.
Okay.
Fleetwood 1:38 and Rory 2 p.m. tomorrow.
My board was Fleetwood, Hovland, Henley.
Okay.
Wow.
So Hovland was second on my board.
Yeah.
It was Fleetwood, Hovland, and I thought JJ,
nobody went for Harry Hall.
I actually thought JJ might take Fleetwood. So I figured you probably were taking Rory, but because of all that
you had to be ready in case.
I thought you might take Fleetwood, and then I was taking Hovland and Henley. I thought a lot about Henley. Yeah. I think that's so there you go.
Did you guys? Obviously not, but I didn't give JJ Spawn much consideration.
Never. I didn't either.
And I actually did.
Oh, you did?
Just because he's been so freaking good.
That's the thing. He's had an unbelievable year.
Yeah.
But I
thought about Justin Rose.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I just didn't have too many choices behind Rory, and I hate Rory so much.
Yeah,
you didn't need a board.
Correct. You did the right thing. You took a guy that is the second best player in the world,
second best
and he's won this event 3 times.
Yeah, that's
so he knows the course and obviously likes the course.
Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland.
Sorry,
My
Keegan.
goodness. I know. In a year where we're all rooting so hard in the Ryder Cup, we all 3 picked guys from the European
team. This time next month, we'll be cheering hardcore against these dudes.
Let's take a break. Hayes has headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
He talks, he listens, he tells stories only a coach could know.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Experience professional grade at Nimnick Buick GMC, home of the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. Yes, 0%. You can't find deals like this anywhere else in Jacksonville. So shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or at the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Right now at Beard's Diamonds, pay 0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Yes, you heard it right. That $12,000 designer engagement ring is yours now for just $200 a month. This makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 diamond eternity band, just $100 a month? Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beard's Diamonds. But hurry, this incredible offer ends August 31st and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, only $50 a month? Make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let our non-commissioned experts at Beards help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center, Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, this amazing offer ends August 31st. On approved credit, some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Join XL Primetime with me, Matt Hayes, and Joe Coward from Cigars International this Friday. Kick off your weekend with a cigar, and cocktail, and plenty of preseason football. Catch XL Primetime live with Cigars International this Friday from noon to 2.
If you're 35 to 75, you could get life insurance today. No medical exam needed. I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial. One call could protect your family for life. Call me today, 904-885-9566.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Football season is here, so I've got to get organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, wherever that clutter has taken over. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends, the Cleaning Freaks at Zero Res. Back to school special with those guys. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135 plus a free hallway and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. Frangie here for the farm at Okefenokee. It's just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. At the farm, it's not just about living off-grid. It's about reconnecting with nature, with food, and with community. Exploring hiking trails, kayak through Blackwater creeks, or just watch the sunset over your olive trees. It's a way of life. You can learn more. Go to Okie Farm. That's okefarm.com for your new way of life.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with Jaguars practice. Parker Washington has just been superb, and it continued today. Made the catch of the afternoon or morning. Brilliant grab in the end zone.
Really was.
Jordan Lewis in very tight coverage. Parker Washington it's going to be hard to keep him off the field. But right now, he's a guy that's probably slotted for just 10, 12 snaps a game on offense as the fourth receiver.
Well, the good thing about receiver in today's NFL is you play a bunch of guys. You're not locked into one. It's not like it's a left guard you can't get on the field because you play one left guard. You run 3 receiver sets, 4 receiver sets, 2 receiver sets. Guys run downfield on go routes and need blows. So you can adjust that number. You can have a game plan where your fourth guy usually only plays 8 to 10 plays, but you can have a game plan where your fourth guy plays 25 plays. There's different ways to do it. But to your original point, you play your good players. That is a real of all the problems the Jaguars have had over the years. I'm not worried about having too many good players at a spot. They'll find a place to play because you're right. He's had a fantastic camp. He has emerged as a damn good NFL player.
Yeah, without a doubt. Some news from the club this afternoon. The Jags have waived receiver Josh Cephus with an injury designation. So that was a little bit of a surprise. He got off to a really strong start in camp. But we saw him not working today. But he was out there. He was engaged. He was watching the practice. And then obviously got waived. So best of luck to him.
I don't know what the injury circumstance is for Josh. I do know this. Josh really looked good as a receiver and looks like he could be a receiver in the NFL. But I'm going to go back to Elijah Cooks from last year. Elijah Cooks really looked like a good NFL receiver, but he was really not good at all on special teams. I mean, like really struggled. Coaches told me really struggled as a special teams player. So Tim Jones was up every week and Elijah Cooks was down every week for that reason. I don't know that Josh Cephus profiles as a guy or projects as a guy that's going to be a very good special teams player. Well, if you're not going to be a good special teams player, you better be a 1 or a 2 or a 3, and he wasn't going to be that. So I don't know that he was making it anyway. So it didn't surprise me a great deal.
Do you have a gut feeling on 5th and 6th receiver?
Austin Trammell is the guy. He was the first guy up in the game against New Orleans. He was with Travis Hunter and De'Ami Brown out, and Brian Thomas Jr. and Parker Washington starting the game. He was the third receiver. If you notice, he was the third receiver there, and looked the part. I can also tell you last year, Doug Peterson loved him. And Doug Peterson said, this is a really good football player that we have to find a room for. He wore 86, now he wears 81s, but same guy. He's also the backup punt returner. Parker Washington returned the first punt. Austin Trammell did after that. He also was back on kickoff returns one time. So if you add all that up, I would be very surprised at this point if Austin Trammell isn't their fifth receiver. As for a sixth guy, if they keep a sixth one, I'm not sure he's on the roster right now, so we'll see.
We have reached the end of training camp. Hard to believe, but today was the last practice that the media will be able to watch in its totality. What'd you make of Liam Cohen's first training camp?
I liked it. I like. Number one, I'm gonna combine it, Hayes, with the procurement of players as well as how he coached and developed them. I like where they are. I've learned a long time ago now not to start projecting these big years because I really thought they were going to have a good football team last year and they weren't very good. So it shows you I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I like the vibe. I like the way he went through it. I like the fact that he got on him a little bit when they didn't do well. I like the fact that he looks like he's a very good play caller. There seems to be a great deal of positivity around them, and the culture part, again, there's other times we thought that was good. It didn't turn out to be, but it feels good now to me. So I like where they are. There's some things I'm worried about defensive tackle. I've not wavered off of that. I'm not sure who's the cornerback opposite Tyson Campbell. If it's not Travis Hunter, I haven't wavered off of that. But I like the way the camp played out. Your question isn't about the roster. It's about how I thought the camp played out, right? I thought it played out well.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get it to that side of the football. Defensively for the Jaguars, defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile was talking about Colin Saunders, the new addition, and raved about his athleticism for a big guy.
Toughness. He is a really, really twitchy guy, in my opinion. Watching him and all that, just watching him go through the drills and everything, he brings a level of physicality. I think he's got tremendous block release, to be honest with you. When you watch him, he does a really great job of not staying blocked, hard to move inside in the interior. So it's always great to have a twitchy guy like that inside where you feel like you can still get some rush, even in early down action once he reacts to drop back or play action pass. So he's got a great personality to it. I know you guys probably got the chance to meet him a little bit. He's a great dude.
I agree. He's a fun guy. He's a guy. Hey, I thought his press conference was fantastic. He's laughing. I think Bink Saunders is going to help them, Colin Saunders, and I'm glad he's here. It's going to be fun to watch.
Let's get it to around the NFL. We will get it to Nashville. The Titans' big money cornerback L'Jarius Sneed comes off the PUP list. Sneed was injured in Week 5 last season, so it's taken him a while to get back, but the Titans get a big piece of that secondary back.
Yeah, the Titans, I think, have some holes. Number one, I'm not sure they're headed in the right direction under Brian Callahan. They went from having what I thought was one of the best coaches in the league, who they chose to fire, to a coach that I don't know is one of the best coaches in the league. So every piece is going to matter for Tennessee.
ESPN's Field Yates has a mock draft. This was interesting. Arch Manning goes number 1 to Cleveland. The Browns also take Florida left tackle Austin Barber with the 12th pick acquired from the Jaguars in the Travis Hunter trade. Yates has Lenoris Sellers from South Carolina going 2nd, the quarterback. A quarterback going 3rd, Cade Klubnik. And in all, Field Yates has 5 quarterbacks going in the top 11 and 6 in the first 16 picks.
Where's Nussmeier?
He was, I believe, 11th. Let me double check.
Yeah,
that.
I again, if there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks better than Garrett Nussmeier,
actually he was 16th. So Drew Aller goes 11th to the Colts, the Penn State quarterback, and then Field Yates has Pittsburgh taking Nussmeier with the 16th selection.
I'd be really surprised if there's that many guys that go ahead of Garrett Nussmeier. Maybe it's just me, but
he has Sam Levitt going ahead of him.
Yeah. Wow, that surprises me. But bigger picture, where you're going with the topic or where you're going with your note is it's going to be a really good year for first-year quarterbacks. That I agree with. We've needed a year like this where the first round is full of really good quarterbacks, and we're going to have that.
And by the way, second Florida Gator in this mock, Field Yates has Dallas taking Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle, 13th. So Austin Barber 12th, Caleb Banks 13th, which is interesting. No Tyreek Sapp, no Jake Slaughter, some of the other guys that we've kind of heard bandied about. So again, it's going to be fun to monitor that progress for our local schools. As we get closer to the draft, let's get it to college football. The Athletic Stuart Mandel released his SEC predictions today. He has Texas and Alabama both with 7-1 league records and 11-1 overall marks. So Mandel very high on the Crimson Tide and the Longhorns. He has the Gators at 7-5 with a 4-4 SEC record. Mandel has Georgia going 9-3 overall with a 5-3 mark in conference play.
Those all make sense. That may be a little high for Alabama for me, just because I don't know enough about Ty Simpson, but the insiders think they are loaded. I got Florida more 8-4, 9-3, but if they're 7-5, that's not that far off with that schedule. If he's right, 7-5, 4-4, and I know the answer to this is it depends on how it happens. But is it curtains for Billy Napier?
I don't think it would be curtains, but it can't be worse than that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree with that.
But yeah, I think 7-5 is the bare minimum that would be allowed for him to continue on an incredibly warm seat in 26. But again, with Lagway Lagway's got another year. Right. So, and it doesn't appear like he's has any interest in leaving Florida. There was a really good story Andrea Adelson did on ESPN on Lagway today. You can go check that out. But it's pretty clear this is Lagway's team. Yeah. So I wouldn't fire Napier with one more year of Lagway unless it's just a disaster, or they don't have a winning record. Yeah. Florida, by the way, will honor former coach Urban Meyer at the Tennessee game on November 22nd. Meyer getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Urban was 65-15 at Florida with 2 national titles.
And he deserves to be honored. Urban Meyer deserves to be honored. Whether you like Urban, don't like Urban, or somewhere in between on Urban. Urban Meyer has earned that at 65-15 and 2 national titles. That's hard ball. That's hard stuff to do. And he found a way to do it. Urban Meyer, one of the truly successful coaches in Florida and SEC history, and he deserves, again, whether you like him or not, he deserves every honor he gets.
Let's get it to golf. The Tour Championship will start tomorrow. Scotty Scheffler, the defending champion and world number 1, likes the new format. In the old format, he'd have been getting a big lead and a couple of strokes on Rory and a bunch of strokes on most of the field. But Scheffler says he enjoys the new format, that everybody is going to start with the same score, and it's a stroke play event. Yeah. And by the way, his caddy, Ted Scott, will be back on the bag for Scheffler. He is returned from his family emergency.
Yeah, I think the integrity of the tournament feels better when everyone's starting the same. I get that. But I think JJ made the best point. JJ made the other day, if somebody other than him wins it, and is looked at as the tour champion, it's silly. I hate to say it, but it's silly if that happens. It really is. And again, I know in other sports, you can go 17-0 and dominate everybody, and if you lose one game, you're not that. But this isn't other sports. It'd be silly if you ask me.
Loser Monday picks are in.
Are you kidding?
Case you are one
that
of
happened
the few
already
that
today?
Missed it. Yes, we will give you the latest. JJ has selected Rory McIlroy.
Let's go,
Frank
Roars!
has selected Tommy Fleetwood, and I have gone with Victor Hovland, an all-European. Forgive us, Keegan Bradley. Loser Monday, final Tour Championship season.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, McIlroy, Fleetwood, Hov, all weekend, just grinding and scratching and clawing in here, fighting and spitting and more. Give me more Gatorade. I'm running out of juice here.
And a no-cut event.
So we're here till Sunday.
Even if you have a bad couple first days, you're not sad.
Barring a withdrawal.
Goodness, are you kidding me?
It should be fantastic. We will get it to pop culture because on this date, 36 years ago, this happened.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
Saved by the Bell debuts on this date back in 1989, 4 seasons and 86 episodes of innocent hijinks.
How about that? And how about the fact that Mr. Belding went on like this comedic tour? Did you know that? Mr. Belding went around everyone. I watch Saved by the Bell every now and then. You watch it, right?
Fantastic.
Remember when they delivered Mr. Belding's daughter or something in an elevator? His wife was pregnant and got caught in an elevator with like Zach?
Sadly, I do. Sadly, I do. I remember all of them. So there you go. Well done as always.
Oh, well, we've got one more. Happy birthday to Robert Plant. That is our musical note of the day. The Led Zeppelin frontman turned 77 today. The band formed in 1968, produced 6 consecutive #1 albums. They've sold nearly 300 million records worldwide. This is Fool in the Rain, the last single released prior to their breakup. Happy birthday, Robert Plant.
And #1, 2 things. I saw him on Twitter with his grandkid the other day. Did you see that? Can you imagine being Robert Plant's grandkid?
That's got to be pretty awesome.
This is my favorite Zeppelin song.
Oh, wow.
And it is from my favorite Zeppelin album, In Through the Outdoor. And so I'm not a big Zeppelin fan, but I thought this was. Do you remember this? Like actually vinyl. It was.
I don't.
It was like a paper bag. It was built like a paper bag.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're too young to appreciate the vinyl. We all had vinyl, and it was a great album. And a song right after this song was a little song called Hot Dog on the album. So, but yeah, this is my favorite Zeppelin song. So, well done as always.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Talk some college football. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. It's another active weekend at Showtime. James Spence Authentication will be in store Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Have your autographed items authenticated and registered by an industry leader in JSA. This Saturday, 11 to 3, JSA at Showtime. Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
Take a radio boat ride with Captain Cabot on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services and awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Hacker here. You know, those of you that have listened to me for years realize that I used to do a lot of different weight loss things, a lot of different things that I tried that just never worked for one reason or the other. And then Awaken 180 Weight Loss came along, and I heard Mike Dempsey and Matt Hayes talking about it, and I thought, you know what? What the heck? What do I have to lose? I'm going to give it a try. I had low expectations, to be honest, based on previous history, but I learned very quickly that Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best weight loss program I was ever on. I dropped 19 pounds my first 2 weeks on Awaken 180 Weight Loss, went on to lose over 100 pounds total. I'm keeping the weight off with the Awaken 180 Weight Loss Maintenance Program. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best weight loss program I have ever been on, and the results speak for themselves. If it's time for you to lose some weight like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. You can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010
Take.
The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. Let me say this. We've talked about 24, 28 teams, all these teams, 16 teams. Well, I'll tell you this. We've lost sight of how good the 12 was, and I know there's some blowouts in it, but it wound up being really good drama at the end. I'm really excited about a 12-team playoff this year. Yeah, I think it'll be better if we get to 16. I think most people believe that. I'm now starting to believe what you said, Hayes, that we may get stuck at 12 because neither the SEC or the Big Ten are going to move off their position. But the bottom line is a 12-team playoff is so much better than anything we had before last year, and we've lost sight of that a little bit. I can't wait for college football as always, and I can't wait for what should be a really wild 12-team playoff this year. Don't lose sight of how good 12 teams are because we've never had it before, and that is the 10-10 Take.
Yeah, it's well said because we don't want to take that for granted. The sport is in a better place with having the expanded playoff to 12. And I do think the backlash will resonate with the committee this year, and I do think the strength of your wins will be held in higher regard than your losses. And so I think the committee is going to look for teams. You know, again, you can't have more than 3 losses. And in most cases, you're not going to be able to have more than a couple. But if you've gone and played and gotten 3 or 4 big wins versus a team that might be 11-1, but only played one ranked team and lost the game, I'll be interested in seeing how this committee judges that, because it was my guess is it's going to be harder for the 11-1 that played nobody to get in this year,
right,
than it will be for the 9-3 that has 3 or 4 big wins over top 20 teams, but also lost 3 games.
Yeah, I think that too. And we're trying to find our way. It seems like, is it strength of schedule? The committee came out and said they're weighing it differently this year. You know, the last 2 years have been great controversy. The last year of the 4, FSU didn't get in because Jordan Travis got hurt, even though they run undefeated. Then last year, the first year of the 12, Indiana gets in at 11-1, and SMU gets in, and there's a belief in the SEC, right or wrong. Their opinion was their teams were better. So there's been controversy. There's always going to be some of it, so we'll see how it plays out. Josh Pate has an interesting. I wanted to get through this. Josh Pate has an interesting. His first prediction are, and I want to get through this. He's got the top 4 seeds, the bye teams. Penn State 1, we'll see. Alabama 2. Boy, people love Alabama. Texas 3, Oregon 4. Okay? That's not the interesting part around here. The 5-12 game he has is Clemson, Boise State, which would be played at Clemson, obviously. Winner playing the number 4, which would be Oregon. That's the 5-12. The 6-11, Notre Dame, Nebraska, of all teams.
Nebraska.
That's what he's got. And if Notre Dame, the 6 wins, then they would play Texas the 3. The 7-10 game, Ohio State, Arizona State, with the winner heading to Tuscaloosa to play Alabama. And the 8-9 game, Hayes Carline, who hails from the Bowl School. Florida 8th. Georgia 9th.
Wow.
How about the Dogs and the Gators in Gainesville?
The rematch.
The rematch in Gainesville with the winner playing Penn State in the 1 versus 8-9 game.
I mean, obviously.
I mean, wouldn't this be cool if it played out?
It would be remarkable if it played out this way.
And it was on campus?
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, again, this is so much fun that it's like you don't want to put any sort of like reality mirror in front of it because it would be so amazing to see this happen, regardless whether it was in Gainesville or Athens. But if they met in the 8-9 game, I mean, my goodness, what an environment. I just can't believe the committee would match up.
They probably wouldn't do it.
Do a regular season rematch that would not only was not, it'd be one thing to maybe do it in week 1. If like LSU and Clemson, you just couldn't avoid it.
Right.
And you were like, look, we're trying, but the only way to make it work is for LSU and Clemson to play again.
Right.
At least that would have been in week 1. Florida, Georgia, you're talking about that's beyond the midway point of the season. So again, I doubt the committee would really do it.
They'd flop 8 and 7.
Yeah.
Where it'd be Arizona State, Florida, and Georgia, Ohio State, or they'd flop 9 and 10.
Although they claim they don't do that.
But they would for the
But
I do appreciate Josh Pate.
He's got a good sense of humor with this. Yeah.
I mean, it is very creative and it would be amazing. I just don't think there's any chance that the committee would rematch
and if you
teams like
follow Josh Pate and watch his show, he's been adamant about the game in Jacksonville should be played at the schools. Yeah. So this is him like
finally getting it there.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this about the college football season. People love Alabama. And listen, I don't pretend to know the rosters of these teams like some of these experts who would do it year round. But man, for the second year under Kalen DeBoer, who's still just in his second year in this league.
Lost 4 games
Lost 4 games, including to Vanderbilt. And now has Ty Simpson, a quarterback who's had a lot of opportunities to beat people out and just couldn't do it. Man, that's high praise. And I don't either.
He could be right. To me, this is a guy who probably, when DeBoer was hired, was like, this is the greatest hire Alabama could have made. And I'm just speculating. So if you believed in Kalen DeBoer when he got the Alabama job, then you're probably going to speculate that they're going to be wildly successful this year now that he's had a year to kind of, find himself, build the culture, find his players, and get comfortable with being everything that comes with being not only Alabama's head coach, but Nick Saban's successor. So, I understand if you were a big fan of DeBoer that you would think in year 2 they take a big step forward, but it's hard for me to see them going from 4 losses last year to now with a brand new quarterback, they're going to go 11-1 in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, that would surprise me because I don't think their roster is as strong as it was in the Saban years. I mean, just the same, I don't think Georgia's roster is as strong as it was with Kirby's national title teams. Now, it's still probably among the best, if not the best, but there is a difference though, and I feel that with Alabama. I'm sure it's still an elite roster of talent, but I don't think it's 11-1 after you just lost 4 games better. But we'll see. I mean, look, Saban was 7-6 his first year, and then won the national title his second year.
And what it does do, though,
or got very close to it.
Penn State being number 1 in his seeding and number 2 in the AP poll, Alabama being the love of everybody, Clemson all of a sudden looking resurgent in the minds of so many. It just shows you how up for grabs college football is this year. That stranglehold that it looked like Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson for a while, Oregon has had over college football could be dissipating a bit. Or loosening a bit, I guess is the word. It looks like just a bit, and we'll see whether or not that's.
And it's good that in Josh Pate's mock, it illustrates how they've changed the seedings. Yeah. So like Clemson's the ACC champion, but they're 5th.
Yeah.
Boise State is 12.
Right.
Whereas like Arizona State is wherever they were. Right. They weren't in the top 4.
Now the seedings are going to be based on the seed, based on where you could. Jay, let's give something away. What do you got in there?
Yeah.
How about AEW? You got some of that?
I know you're a huge AEW fan, Frank. I have a pair of tickets to see AEW Dynamite. That is Wednesday, October 8th at Daly's Place, or you can be caller number 4 right now at 641-1010.
I don't follow wrestling closely, but everybody says our buddy Tony Khan does a fantastic job with it. People love going, and you have a chance to go. Good for Tony and all they're doing at AEW. You've got a chance to win tickets right now. We'll take a break, wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The PGA Tour will wrap up its season this week with the Tour Championship at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. Done is the staggered scoring. Instead, 30 golfers will play the tournament as it lies. Scotty Scheffler, world number one, and coming off a victory at the BMW Championship last weekend, is the betting favorite. He is at plus 160, a heavy betting favorite to win this tournament. Rory McIlroy, the Masters champion, plus 850. Tommy Fleetwood, who's yet to win on the PGA Tour, is at plus 1200. Ludwig Oberg is at plus 1600. Russell Henley also plus 1600. Colin Morikawa and Justin Thomas are both plus 2500. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
The best place to get trucks is Nimnick Chevrolet, but did you know Nimnick Chevrolet is way more than just trucks? While most dealerships are running low, Nimnick has the largest inventory of new Chevy SUVs in town right on their lot. With low promotional rates, now is the time to save big on the most popular Chevy SUVs like the all-new redesigned Equinox. Plus, with cash incentives and Nimnick savings, you'll save thousands only at Nimnick. If you're looking for better fuel economy or just need a little more room for your growing family, Nimnick Chevrolet's wide range of models ready to drive means you'll find exactly what you're looking for at Nimnick. So head to Nimnick today. Of course, it's the best place for trucks. But when you go to Nimnick, it's way more than trucks. It's great SUVs as well. So hit the Nimnick today. Where's the best place to get cars, trucks, and SUVs? Nobody but Nimnick.
Looking for summer fun the whole family can enjoy? Check out Wick, a candle bar. Make your own custom candles and body care products in store at Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history. The driver's last shot at the playoffs. Your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Good show today. We talked about the Jags. You heard from Mason Smith. Boy, will he be an important part of that defense if he can bounce back or get healthy, and hopefully he will. We talked a great deal about that today. We talked about realignment in Major League Baseball. Boy, that would be exciting if it winds up happening. We'll certainly cover more of that. We continue to cover that topic. That's a lot of fun. We talked about Josh Pate's playoff prediction. We talked a little bit about changes in the tour that the brand new CEO, Brian Roloff, might be employing. And yes, we drafted our Loser Monday one last time. If you missed it, Hayes Carline trying to go wire to wire, not have to go to Bono's one time, just eat the food JJ and I bring him.
It really has been a great setup.
Big jerk. That's funny. JJ picked Rory McIlroy. I picked Tommy Fleetwood. I'm trying not to laugh. Victor Hovland is the choice of Hayes Carline. And again, meanwhile, JJ and I, one of us will be going to Bono's for the last time.
Well, you guys don't have to go if I lose.
Well, unless you go, right. Yeah. I've already convinced myself, didn't I?
It's just like it's impossible.
Yeah. There's no, you don't have to go to Bono's if you're the loser of the year.
Yeah, right.
That's never been.
You just have to live with it.
You just have to live.
You just have to live with being the loser of the year. So, but anyway, so that one last time. So, but apart from our little game, what fun the Tour Championship will be.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's 30 golfers who've earned their way in. It's a really cool thing. And again, we've all the three of us have kind of agreed this has been just this enormous golf season.
And there's no NFL preseason on Sunday. And it may not matter anyway because none of these teams may play anybody of consequence. But the third week of the preseason wraps on Saturday. So there literally is no NFL on Sunday at all, even if you wanted to watch fours versus fours. So other than Major League Baseball, I can't think of anything else. Maybe there's something else of consequence, but it really should be the PGA Tour has done a good job of placing this in a very strategic place.
Yeah.
If they have Scheffler and Rory coming down the stretch for the Tour Championship with the years that those guys have won, combined, they've won the Players, the Masters, the PGA Championship, the British Open, and probably 6 other events.
One
playoff event, and probably 4 or 5 other things. Because I don't think Rory's only won has Rory only won the Players and the Masters this year? I thought maybe he won one before the Players, and maybe he's won one since.
Yeah, he did, because remember, people were saying this was one of the first years where he had won.
Because we were talking about Rory maybe going after the Grand Slam,
right?
The not the career one, the calendar Grand Slam once he got the Masters,
right?
Anyway, it's just amazing how the year has gone, and if it's Scheffler and Rory battling down on Sunday, what drama that.
So he won at the Pro-Am at Pebble.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
that
right.
was a month or so.
That's right, because he said the Cathedral of Golf.
Cathedral of Golf.
Yep.
That's exactly right. So imagine that if we have this great finish there and a great Ryder Cup. Already a great year.
I'm worried about the Ryder Cup.
Same.
I think we might be looking at 7.5 points. I think Europe has a chance.
Can Scotty play every single
round? Why do we have to be limited? Yeah,
every
exactly.
match.
We'll see.
Let's say a little Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Rick Ballou, the Hayes in the Barn. Jags are on their way to Miami.
Yeah.
Joint practice tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it.
Think it'll be physical?
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty intense. I do. And, they didn't really ramp up for it as far as any hitting, any pads. It was light today, light yesterday. So I would expect for it to really be on tomorrow for both teams.
Yeah,
to get after it.
It was interesting. Liam said that he's not sure it'd be quite as physical because the Dolphins have already had a few of those. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. So
how does Miami get a few and Jacksonville doesn't? Jacksonville's in the center of everything. You go left in Miami, there's water.
Yeah.
You go right in Miami, there's water.
Right. What about you go south? That's water too, right?
That's water too.
That's
Yeah. I don't go south, north side. I go left and right.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, but I mean, there's no one around Miami. I mean, look at Jacksonville. It's surrounded by NFL teams.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know how that works. You reach out and someone says yes or no, and I've always heard it's on the travel team to decide they want to do it. The team that travels, because the home team's there.
I think they're really important. I think you learn a lot with those practices.
Well, coaches will all tell you they're more important than the game.
Remember the year in New England when it was a joke about how they were going to make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? And was it Brandon Albert who went AWOL?
Was that the year?
And Coughlin ended up speaking, and then the New England media is kidding, like, yeah, we'll see you for the AFC Championship game, and sure enough, Jacksonville got there.
Yeah, I do remember.
And should have won the game.
Yeah, absolutely they should have.
I thought that was I had never been to New England's training camp. I thought it was a really cool thing.
Yeah, that was. I like these joint practices.
That was cool. What's coming up?
All right, so we got all that. I'm going to push John Osher back to tomorrow because he'll be at that practice. So we'll talk with Johnny O on Thursday. Dave Campo is leaving us, as we know. He's going to Dallas, but I caught up with him yesterday, and obviously a great football mind, so we're going to talk with him. And also caught up with Brenton Strange, who, on that first drive had 2 huge third down receptions.
Yes, he did.
On Sunday. Caught up with him.
Big part of the offense. Rick Ballou, he goes into the night. All that comes up right now. That'll do it for our program. Remember, tomorrow now, 2 to 4, Hayes and I will be here from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and then Jaguar programming after that. We'll see you then. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.